Tell us about the squad you put together, I guess. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, look, feeling really comfortable with the players that we've selected. There's a fantastic mix of older guys and younger guys, and sort of the young guys that we've picked. There's a large portion of them who are looking to become sort of career hockey players. What I mean by that is they're already involved with the Tasmanian Institute of Sport, and they're looking to move on to higher honours. I suppose they haven't put their hand up for the Tigers just because they want to wear the tracksuit. They put their hand up because they know they can have a real impact on the competition.
Yeah, how good is that? I guess you're not just picking players in the same, but actually people that earned their spot in the squad. I guess.
Yeah, I think we're seeing sort of some of the best results we've ever seen on the boys' side in the junior competition, so in the under-18s and the under-21s, and that's just going to filter through now into Hockey One. We've got so many of these young guys who put in so many hours on and off the pitch to become better, and we're only going to improve as a result of that.
Got Eddie back, which is always your first call, I guess, is it, to try and lock him in?
Yeah, I think he's always the first name on the team sheet and has been for probably 15 years, if not longer, for the Tigers. Obviously, he's about to head off to his 5th Olympic Games, so it would have been a bit rough to shun him selection-wise.
And the other Kookaburras boys, I guess, would you be one of the strongest teams on paper looking at your squad? Or?
Oh, look, every team's really strong. I think, we've absolutely got a really strong group of players, but if you look at Brisbane, for example, they're the defending champions. They've got a lot of Kookaburras as well, and a lot of really good young guys coming through. Canberra have just signed another Spanish international to come and play for them. So I think he's played 80 odd games for Spain, so he'll be a tricky customer.
No Jeremy Hayward this year. That's a bit of a loss.
Yeah, it is a loss, definitely. I think obviously losing his penalty corner flicking isn't great for us, but we've got other guys that are willing to step up, and they're putting plenty of goals in Hobart already, so we expect to see them hit the scoreboard.
How does it work for you coaching? I guess you've got players sort of all over the country, over the world at the moment. When you actually get together for the first time as a group?
It's probably in person. I think the first time that we'll get together as a group is going to be about a week before the first game, which isn't ideal, obviously. But I'm just glad that I wasn't trying to coach 25 years ago when there was no social media and there was phone calls and emails and things like that. Now we can connect pretty easily on Zoom calls and provide documentation to them in a split second.
Do you feel the pressure this year, given the finals are here, that you need to be there?
No, I don't think there's any pressure. I just see it as a real opportunity, particularly for some of those older guys. What an incredible way for them to finish off their careers, if that is what they choose to do, in front of a really strong parochial home crowd in Hobart.
Who's some of the younger players in the squad that we should keep an eye on? I guess that you picked to give them a chance.
Oh, I could sit here all day and talk to you about the young guys. Look, Lockie Rogers is making waves with the Burras, so the under-21 Australian team. So he's doing a fantastic job and ripping up the local competition as well. Oscar Pritchard's got 17 goals so far in the Premier League in 14 games. Ollie Stebbings has just won his 2nd player of the tournament in a row at the under-18s. Max Johnson's coming off top goal scorer at the under-21s earlier in the year. So, there's just a whole host of them that are doing a fantastic job.
And you've got that fine balance of experience and youth, I guess. That's a nice balance you've got.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it this morning, and we've got guys that have been to World Cups, they've won Commonwealth Games gold medals, multiple Olympics, and then they're going to be able to show these young fellas, what it takes to make it to that level and provide them with some real guidance. And I think that sort of, that one-on-one interaction's invaluable for the young fellas coming through.
And how do they prove themselves back into the Premier League season? That where they're going to have to do their best work to get in front of your eyes?
Yeah, I mean, selection's going to be really tight. So every game counts for them at club level. Every training counts at Tigers, and it's just a matter of keeping themselves fit and firing and ready to go when it comes to middle of October when we play our first game.
What about the opportunity for you to take on, mate? Are you looking forward to the challenge?
Yeah, I'm really excited to take on the challenge. I mean, it's something that I've been working towards for a number of years. I'm excited to see what happens in a few months' time.
watch the Olympics and hope no major injuries take place, I guess, so you've got all your big boys available?
Well, I hope no injuries to Tasmanians, yeah. It's going to be a little bit difficult to watch all the games given the timing in Paris, but I think, I'll definitely watch the replays the next day, and hopefully they keep Eddie and Josh wrapped in cotton wool.
Sweet, thanks mate.
Thank you.
I agree a couple. So you've talked through some of the experienced players that we've had in the past and some of the younger players. There's a few names on the list that maybe some Tasmanians might not know. Leon Hayward, Ryan Jones, who some may or may not, and even the inclusion of Grant Woodcock. So talk us through some of those selections.
Yeah, so I'll start with Grant Woodcock. He's the goalkeeper for the Diamondbacks here in Hobart. He has won a bronze medal for the Tassie Tigers before in 2018, so he was the number one goalkeeper back then. He's probably played about 25 games for Tassie. He's had a really strong season club-wise and threw his hat in the ring, and he's earned his selection. Leon Hayward is the New Zealand backup keeper in the Paris Olympics, so he's heading away as a reserve. He's actually from the Northern Territory. He's Jeremy Hayward's brother, so he reached out to me to see if there was any sort of an opportunity to play. Having had a fairly lengthy discussion with him, there will be potentially an opportunity for him to play for the Tigers, but it's going to be pretty tough for him to get a game given how strong our goalkeepers are.
Yeah, and Ryan Jones is a returning Tasmanian.
Yeah, Ryan Jones played all of his junior hockey for OHA down here, and he moved to Perth to do a university degree. So he's playing for Westside Wolves at the moment in Perth. He was originally in the Tasmanian under-21 side in 2018 that won the gold medal. He pulled out due to injury just before that. It'd be good to see him again. I haven't caught up with him in a few years, so yeah.
Congrats on making the team, mate. What are you looking forward to the most about the upcoming season?
There's a lot to look forward to. Some of the names that Ben Reid mentioned of the younger players are players that I've got to play with a lot, and I see in my daily training environment. So I'm really excited to see how they perform at the next level. And like Ben Reid said, they've been at the top of the level at junior, so I'm really excited to see how that transforms into this next level. And I'm also really excited to play with the leadership of players like Eddie Ockenden and Josh Belts.
So second season for you in Tigers colours, and what did you learn out of that first season that you take into this campaign?
Yeah, I learned a lot. Again, coming from that experience from those senior Kookaburra players and their leadership, it's also a different style of hockey playing at that next level. It's a much higher intensity, and so yeah, I had to develop and prepare for that. So I'm really excited to have another red hot crack this year.
How good is that having all those Kookaburra squad members just come back? Just learn off, I guess, just expand on that for it.
Yeah, it was really good. I think the learnings both on and off the field with their professionalism and discipline, and then also on the field, and they take a really good leadership role on the younger players, and they want to develop you, and so I really appreciate that, and I'm sure the other younger players will find the same.
How's it going so far? I guess we had a big test, I guess, coming together for a squad and pulling it together with two coaches instead of one. Has it been a tough thing to do, or?
Not really. Sue's been really good along with our chair of selectors in getting the squad to where we want it to be. And I think your point on cutting it down, it's been really pleasing that this year especially we've actually had to cut athletes from the squad, which is really important on the women's side in Tasmania.
Yeah, have people maybe got a chance that maybe weren't up to it in the years gone by?
Oh, I think so, and I think that's probably inevitable a little bit in hockey, especially on the women's side in Tasmania. There's probably this feeling that if you nominate for state teams as you get older, with the depth falling away, you get in, and that's not going to help us win. We want competition for spots and people to miss and know what they need to do to improve to get there.
So yeah, the squad on a whole is the best Tigers squad, women's squad we've had, do you think?
Oh look, we probably, every franchise would sit here right now and say, yeah, we've got the best squad. I do think it's one of the strongest squads I've seen in my time down here in Tassie, so it's pretty exciting.
You've got some imports as well. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we have these imports. Most franchises are getting them now. We definitely need that help to be competitive. So we've got effectively 3 of our imports, excluding Maddie Brooks. I'm including her in this number of 3 because she's going to the Olympics. So we've got Maddie as a reserve. We've got Fiona Crackles and Sarah Robinson playing for GB. And 3 Olympians coming back into our squad is now we can start to talk about competing with some of the other bigger states who have those numbers.
Yeah, saying that, then what's the expectation? Is it that top 4 or?
I mean, it would be great. It really would. And again, I'm sure every franchise would sit here at this point and say, yeah, we want to play finals. I just want us to compete and get some wins because we can't keep losing.
In having, as I said, about having the final series at home, is it extra carrot to get there too?
Oh, definitely. The Tasmanian home crowd, in my experience at national tournaments when we've had them here, has been amazing. There's nothing, I don't think it can compare around the country. So, yeah, if we got there, it would be great and we'd have great support.
Yeah, how good is it having someone like Maddie, who is a true Tasmanian, I guess, on this team and for the younger girls to look up to?
Oh, it's so vital. We need our younger athletes coming through, not only wanting to play for the Tigers when they get older, but actually seeing someone like Maddie Brooks going, you know what, I can play for the Hockeyroos, I can come from a small state and make it to the highest level. So it's very important.
Talk us through how what preparation looks like over the next few weeks. When you get started training, what's open for?
Yeah, training starts next week. We'll put the girls through a bit of a fitness test to see where they're at. I've mapped out some technical and tactical aspects that we need to address over the next month before we start getting the imports in towards late September, and then we'll start focusing on some practice games and nailing our game plan down.
Yeah. Have you discussed with the imports around their influence on the squad and what you hope to get from them?
Yeah, absolutely. They've all got a really vital role to play in this group. They happen to play across different lines, which strengthens our group, and I've had initial discussions on what their playing positions are and their role in supporting the athletes around them.
Yeah. Are you keen to get them involved with the Tasmanian community?
Definitely. Yeah, I think we need to celebrate it. We've got 2 girls playing who will be going to play GB, Maddie Brooks playing for Australia. We do definitely need to celebrate those that have had international success, as well as the other imports coming.
Billy, have you played every season in Tigers?
Everyone except 2 years ago when I did my knee and missed out on the season. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. It was an exciting time, I guess, at this point where the squad's come together and you got this to look forward to.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we have such a diverse squad this year, and I can't rank Maddie Brooks high enough. Like, it'll be so awesome her coming back for the Olympics, having so much experience and so much to give to the team.
Absolutely. What sort of expectations are you putting on the group, I suppose? Can you make the finals, do you think?
Oh, look, I really hope so. I think with the international support this year, we'll be really running for our money, trying to put it all into making finals, especially being at home. It'll be awesome to make finals.
Absolutely. What about the import players you've got coming in? Do you know much about them?
Yeah, I've watched a couple of the FIH Pro League games, so a couple of the GB players are just absolutely awesome. They're so fit and skillful and really will just make such an important role in our Tigers team.
And how's your form at the moment?
Yeah, it's all right. Getting there. Yeah, playing striker for the Diamondbacks, so I really prefer playing up front and trying to help the girls score a bit of goals. In the past, Tigers, we've been defending quite a lot, so hopefully with this international support and just building together as a team through the midfield, we can get a few more goals on the board.
A bit different this year with co-coaches. How's that going to work, do you think?
I think, it's good to have more perspective and, both having met Susan and Strappy throughout my whole career has been awesome. So they have a lot of support and experience with the Tigers. So, it'll be good to have both of them.
How's the co-coaching setup going so far?
Really good so far. I think Strappy and I are going to have a pretty good relationship going forward working with the Tigers. We each bring a different skill set to the group, and from my perspective it's really good to have some women back coaching the Tigers. It's been men for quite a while now, and hopefully we've also got another co-coach or assistant coach coming along to join us on the journey as well, and she's also a female.
What do you make of the squad you put together, as Tim was saying before, like people that probably deserve to be there? You had to cut people this year as opposed to maybe some people getting an opportunity that they probably went up to a couple of years ago?
Yeah, we've had really good numbers nominate this year, and while there were a few that we weren't able to take into the group, it was good to see that they're nominating and showing an interest. Also, we are looking to have a development squad of up-and-coming athletes that come through over the next couple of years, and it will be really good to see what our international imports can bring to us to help develop those players as well.
Yeah, tell us about that. And how do you pin down those international national imports, I guess. Is it relationships you've had with people before, or?
Oh, Strappy, I'm afraid I can't claim any credit for any of that. So he's done a really good job talking with his national and international counterparts to bring those girls along. And this year they really are top quality imports, so we'll be looking to them to help support the local talent as well.
Yeah, absolutely. When will we get access to them? When will they arrive before the season?
They'll be joining us towards the end of September and staying through the entire campaign right through until the end of November, and hopefully playing with us in finals when we make that.
Are we ambitious talking about finals from where the team's come from the last couple of years, or do you generally think that you're a chance?
Look, I think it's still going to be a challenge, and every year every team is different. However, this year, with the top quality imports, plus our junior players who have come up through the ranks in Tasmania, another year under their belt, another year of development and strength, I think we've got a really good show this year.